Good evening. Please stand for the invocation by Paula Waite.
We stand before you, Creator God, and ask that you bless us with your presence. We gather today to celebrate this class of 2024 as they step forward into new places with new people and new experiences. Let these students not forget the blessings that have brought them to this time and place. For the Margaret Rollins School of Nursing, which has given them a safe place to learn and a strong foundation to build upon as they take the next step into the world. For their families and the many others who supported and encouraged them towards this hopeful moment. For their teachers, the staff, and the mentors who have challenged, cared for, and guided them along this academic journey. Your spirit of wisdom has empowered their discipline and hard work and led them to this pivotal moment in their careers. We thank you for granting them focus, direction, strength, and endurance as they face challenges and accomplish much. We thank you for the friendships that have formed during their time together, for the camaraderie and support they offered one another, and for the companionship they found in their mutual desire to become healthcare professionals. These important collegial relationships were forged through hours of study and commitment and will carry each of them beyond the walls of this school. May these solemn and joy-filled proceedings be infused with the divine qualities of faith, hope, and love. Amen.
You may be seated. Good evening. It's my pleasure as the director of the Margaret H. Rollins School of Nursing and on behalf of the school faculty and staff to welcome you to the graduation of the class of 2024. This is a special occasion for each of these graduates and for you, the family and friends invited to share in this time of celebration. 2024 is a very special year for these graduates as they focus on a new beginning of becoming a registered nurse. These graduates have just completed a very rigorous program and are now well prepared to enter the nursing profession and to continue on their educational journey. I look forward to seeing your contributions to our profession. At this time, I would like to thank our distinguished guests who have assisted the school in preparing these graduates in their education. Members of the BB Board of Directors, the BB Medical Foundation, physicians, leaders, and staff from BB Healthcare, and alumni of the School of Nursing. It's now my pleasure to introduce our 2024 commencement speaker. Jill Patrone graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Chemistry in 2001 from Baylor University. She then spent the next 10 years teaching chemistry and mathematics at Christ Church School in Virginia. After having her son Billy, Jill and her husband Chris moved to Delaware. She then started on her journey to earn a nursing degree. Jill attended the Margaret H. Rollins School of Nursing, where she was an exemplary student. She graduated in 2014 as the valedictorian of her class, and she was awarded the Board of Directors Graduation Award. We're fortunate that Jill began her bedside nursing career in the ICU at BB Healthcare. She quickly became a leader among her team, serving as the lead charge nurse, dedicating her time on shared governance committees, and leading several quality improvement projects focusing on reducing hospital-acquired infections. Jill then decided to pursue further nursing education by obtaining a Master's of Science in Nursing at Drexel University, becoming certified as an adult geriatric acute care nurse practitioner. Jill currently serves as a critical care nurse practitioner in BB Healthcare's intensive care unit. We're blessed that Jill continues to connect with her roots in teaching by assisting with graduate nurse orientation in the ICU and even volunteering as a guest lecturer in our complex care of adults final course at the School of Nursing. Jill is a role model to our nursing students, to graduates, and to her colleagues. She genuinely lives the BB value of dedicating herself to being an expert in her field, always learning and always growing. It is my honor to introduce my colleague and my friend, Jill Patrone, as the Class of 2024 commencement speaker.
What an honor it is to be here and to be speaking with you this evening. Thank you, Dr. Pickard, for asking me to be here. Thank you, Dr. Boney, for asking me to be a guest lecturer for the senior class on a critical nursing topic each year. And thank you to the graduates for listening to me then and for listening to me now. One of my proudest accomplishments is being a graduate of the Margaret H. Rollins School of Nursing at BB Healthcare. I am so grateful to continue being a small piece of the best nursing school in the state of Delaware. Everyone's calling to nursing is unique. For some, like my friend and colleague, Dr. Blankenship, they knew they were meant to be a nurse for as long as they could remember. For others, it's a bit of a family tradition. Some find their way after getting medical training in the first responder arena as volunteer firefighters, EMTs, or the military. Some have a strong desire to simply help people. The more practical and pragmatic realize that it's an education that gives you access to a steady job market with many different pathways to utilize your skills and knowledge. When I was a young person, I never thought that I would be speaking to you about my journey to becoming a nurse. In high school, a career in nursing never crossed my mind. I don't know why. My Auntie Eva was an ER emergency room nurse in North Carolina. She told the occasional battleground stories of life in the ER back in the olden days when you could chain smoke in the nursing station and still wore your cap to work. My grandmother earned her LPN during World War II while my grandfather was serving in the Pacific to help support my dad and uncle. But when I was a young person, I had no idea what a career in nursing would look like. The only real interaction I had with nurses and medicine in general was my yearly pediatrician visits, and that didn't seem like a particularly exciting thing at the time. As a mom, I now know the magic of those pediatric nurses as they wield vaccinations and keep kids, more importantly parents, calm, cool, and collected. But I had never spent any significant time in a hospital. I didn't really know any sick people. So the call to nursing was a late one for me, but it was the path I was meant to take and the journey I am still so grateful to be on. My dad calls me his late bloomer. At first, I took offense to his term of endearment until I realized he was right. I'm the youngest of 3 girls, and my older sisters always seemed to know exactly what they wanted and where they wanted to be. One's a successful engineer, and one is a guru in the business IT field. They had jobs lined up right after college, and they never looked back. When I graduated high school, I was a pretty strong student. I was good at math, I was good at science, and so off I went to college. Guess I sort of figured it out while I was there. I ended up 4 years later with a degree in chemistry, which was great. I worked really hard, and that degree in chemistry I used just about on the daily in critical care nursing. But at that time, I had no desire to continue on to graduate school, didn't want to go to medical school, and I didn't want to work in a lab or a research facility. That seemed a little lonely, and I needed a little bit more of a social outlet. Luckily for me, in 2001, there was a severe shortage of science and math teachers, so I followed an opportunity to go into the classroom. I loved teaching. I still love teaching. I had the opportunity to meet some great young people, and while I may have taught them chemistry and algebra too, they taught me a great deal about patience, kindness, acceptance, resilience, and I will say patience one more time. I still keep in touch with many of my students. I've attended several weddings, and most of those kids have children of their own now. I met my husband while I was teaching, We used to have work dates, grading lab reports, and creating exam questions. But after several years in the classroom, I started to have a lot of pressure to pursue an advanced degree in education. And I started to realize that maybe I wanted to do something a little bit different with my life. I thought about new careers in pharmaceutical sales. I contemplated pursuing pharmacy school, and for a brief minute, I thought about being a police detective, but then realized I probably had neither the mental nor physical fortitude to actually make it through the police academy. So right about that same time, my husband was offered a new opportunity at the University of Delaware. We made the decision to move our family, our son was about 7 months old at the time, to Lewis, Delaware. It seemed that the universe had spoken. There would be no better time to start anew. After I had my son in 2010, I started to have fleeting thoughts about starting over and becoming a nurse. While I didn't have much interaction with nurses as a young person, all of a sudden, some amazing nurses started showing up in my life as an adult. When Billy was born, I immediately bonded with my labor and delivery nurse. Her name was Ashley. I will never forget her name, I will never forget her face, and I will be eternally grateful for her knowledge and reassurance when Billy was born. I often reflect back on that day, he's 13 now, and I am thankful that I was not a nurse at that time, because sometimes it's nice to be blissfully unaware of what's going on around you. Because not everything went exactly as planned. All of a sudden, there was a whole lot of poppy going on in my room. Get on the left side, put on the oxygen mask, stop the Pitocin, and open up the fluids wide. Ashley was there with us every second. She was so reassuring, she even kept my husband calm, and she was with me every step of the way, into the OR, into the recovery room, and who greeted me the next morning to make sure that we were all recovering okay on the other side of the mom-baby unit? It was Ashley. She went above and beyond for us, and I believe that she probably went above and beyond for all of her patients. As you enter your careers, strive to develop meaningful relationships with your patients. They will have a lasting impact. Eileen is another great nurse that I have known for several years now. She has been with my family since September 28th, 2007. I remember that date because it is 2 days before I got married. 2 days before I got married, Eileen introduced herself to my mother as her oncology nurse navigator. My mom had been diagnosed with multiple myeloma, an incurable blood cancer. Through the grace and strength of a mother's love, I didn't know about her diagnosis until after I returned home from my honeymoon. Eileen has been with us every step of the way. She helped our family work through our grief, our anger, and our many, many questions. She is still part of my mom's care team almost 17 years later. She has been there from initial treatment, remission, and relapse. She has been a constant in a long journey, a friend when one was needed, and a familiar face in an often alienating situation. My mom still makes her cookies when she goes into the office. She has seen all the pictures of all the grandkids. She is a trusted nurse, a trusted source of knowledge and guidance, and a trusted friend. I will always be thankful to her. And the final push towards me becoming a nurse was when my son Billy was about 5 months old. I was still working as a teacher and traveling on a school trip. I was competing in Texas with the sailing team that I coached. And I got a call from my husband that Billy just wasn't acting right. He ended up in the emergency room with the dreaded diagnosis of RSV. I didn't know how scary RSV could be for an infant at the time, but his visit involved x-rays and breathing treatments and pulse oximetry monitoring. Chris was overwhelmed. He was a new dad, and I was not in a position where I could return home quickly. He likes to joke that the nurses took pity on him because they presumed he was a single dad and had not a clue. But the nurses and respiratory therapists that taught him how to use the nebulizers and give blow-by treatments, how to recognize accessory muscle breathing and other signs of distress, he left confident that he would be able to take care of him at home. He did an amazing job, and he still does. So I took inspiration from all of these experiences And before I knew it, I was sitting in the first day of nursing classes. I was 33 years old, and not quite the oldest member of the class, but pretty darn close. I quickly established myself as the class nerd. This was my second chance career, and I didn't want to mess it up. I am super grateful for an amazing husband who would take our son on Sunday adventures so I could prepare for the weekly Monday morning exams. I remember anxiously waiting for the posting of clinical assignments each week. Would I have a good group? Would the patient diagnosis be something I had actually heard of before, or was I going to be up all night researching? Who was going to be leading pre-conference? Did I need to be prepared to have an illustration of the anatomy of the knee on the whiteboard? Maybe I would get lucky and some of the CAD scans they already had in my library for patient medication administration the next day. I remember wondering why they made nursing school so hard when the real job was not going to be that bad. The truth is, the reality is as hard as the schooling. At some point, as you start your journey as registered nurses, you will reflect back and be thankful that this program challenged you every step of the way. You will be prepared, you will be ready, you will be confident, you will be amazing. In my senior year, I had just come out of my first clinical rotation in the intensive care unit. Dr. Pickard was one of the critical care instructors at that time, and she asked me what I thought of my first day in the ICU. I remember telling her that I thought it was kind of boring. She knew me really well, and she told me to give the ICU another chance. She thought that I would do well there. I did, and I have never looked back. It is where I am meant to be. I also learned that what I initially interpreted as boring was actually a carefully construed, controlled chaos. Being a graduate of this nursing program challenged me to always be my best, to always keep learning, to ask questions when I was unsure rather than make an unnecessary error. This program instilled a love of learning that I didn't have before. My hope is that it has done the same for you. You represent the future of nursing. You are the next generation of rock star nurses. The future nurse anesthetists, nurse practitioners, nurse educators, preceptors, and mentors. The learning and the teaching is a constant continuum in nursing. I look forward to improving my craft alongside of you. I'm sure that there were times that you felt a bit battle-scarred going through nursing school. There were probably times when you questioned whether the sacrifices were worth it. There may have been times when you left the parking lot crying after a particularly challenging day. But I have to imagine there were also times when you left the hospital beaming because you had connected with a patient. There were probably also some times when you walked out of that pre-conference with your head held high because you nailed your patient presentation. The journey was hard, but the rewards are great. Welcome to nursing. Whether you find yourself practicing in the hospital, an outpatient clinic, or find your way to academia and research, I am honored to call you fellow alumni. I am honored to be your colleague. I am honored to serve alongside you to take care of our community. Remember that you have the power to change the world one patient at a time. Be the light in the darkness, a voice of calm reassurance for a patient's uncertainty. Be a friendly face, a knowing smile, a comforting hug, or a hand to hold. Someday, a patient will be telling stories about the nurse who made all the difference for them. Someday, that story will be about you. Good luck and congratulations to the class of 2024.
Thank you, Jill. I told you it wasn't boring. Okay, now we will hear some remarks from our class president from the class of 2025, Hannah Collins.
Good evening and welcome, family, friends, faculty, and the class of 2025. As Dr. Pickard mentioned, I'm Hannah Collins, president of the 2025 graduating class. Over the past year, my classmates and I have had the opportunity to work alongside the seniors as they were our mentors, and now many have become our friends. From my class's first day as brand new nursing students, the seniors were always there to answer our endless questions. They would ask how we were feeling, give us pep talks on Monday morning exams. Maybe it was because of the terrified and anxious looks on our faces. The seniors were compassionate as they always wanted us to succeed. They gave us the resources that we needed to pursue that success, as well as they told us things that they wish they had known. Watching them flourish as new nurses has been inspiring for what's coming for my graduating class as well as myself. Speaking on behalf of my classmates and myself, we know each one of you are going to soar in whatever you pursue. Seniors, we're sad to see you go, but know it's time for your next adventure. With that being said, congratulations and congratulations.
Thank you, Hannah. And now our senior class president has a few words, Sydney Allen.
Good evening, family, friends, faculty, and my fellow graduates of the class of 2024. My name is Sydney Allen, and I've had the privilege to be class president throughout our journey of nursing school. As I stand up here today, I can't help but feel a mix of emotions: relief, excitement, and a touch of disbelief that we actually made it through. After countless late-night study sessions, enough caffeine to fuel a small army, and more charts than we ever thought possible, we're finally here. But before we celebrate, let us reflect on the roller coaster ride that led to this moment. I will say at the beginning, I did not think the world wanted me or some of my classmates to become nurses, because almost all of us got into car accidents the first semester. On my way to my very first clinical ever, I was in a fender bender on Savannah Road, and all I remember is begging the cop to just let me go to school because I'm going to be late for clinical. However, one thing I did learn from that moment is that I've met some of my forever friends. I was on the phone with Kegan on my ride to school, and she heard the whole thing. Next thing you know, she pulls up to me, not to mention she was in her rental car, because she just wanted to take me to school. This is a perfect example to demonstrate our class's commitment to one another. Also, let us never forget the hard work and dedication it took to get to this day. The early morning clinicals, sometimes so early that it's hard for some of us, like Kat, to tell the difference between a sidewalk and a road. The long class days that we were never late for, even if it meant Lucy running into class with 15 pounds of mashed potatoes in a crock pot at 8:29. Not to mention the Monday morning exams that we showed up to, even if we just threw up on our shoes 5 minutes before. But amidst the chaos and craziness, we've also formed lifelong friendships, shared unforgettable moments of laughter and camaraderie, and discovered the true meaning of resilience. As we prepare to embark on our nursing careers, armed with knowledge, compassion, and an arsenal of inside jokes to lighten the mood in even the most stressful situations, let's remember to never take ourselves too seriously. After all, laughter is the best medicine, right? I don't think that was an issue with our class, as we were constantly getting a knock on the door because we were being too loud. Like I said since day one, if you don't laugh, you will cry. So here's to us, the future Florence Nightingales and Nightingale of the world. May we always find humor in the chaos, strengthen our solidarity, and endless opportunities to make a positive difference in the lives of others. Congratulations, class of 2024. We did it.
And now the class is going to share a slideshow with you just to highlight some of their memories over the last 2 years.
of quality nursing care. A few ways to describe this year's recipient are clinically competent, always eager to seek new learning opportunities, and welcomes feedback. She works well with the staff, her peers, and she has a wonderful bedside manner with her patients. This graduate chose the healthcare pathway in high school after being inspired by her grandmother, who was a nurse, specifically a nurse educator. She wanted to make an impact on people's lives like her grandmother did. She also watched her father volunteer as a firefighter ever since she was little. He inspired her to choose a profession that cared for others. Her family has roots in public service, and she plans to continue that legacy as she begins her nursing career at Bay Health's Sussex campus on the stroke and neuro floor while continuing to pursue her BSN. On behalf of the Alumni Association, I'm honored to present this year's award to Eleni Russell.
Good evening. The Margaret H. Rollins School of Nursing has a long and distinguished history as a diploma program. The School of Nursing is proud to remain as the only diploma nursing school in the state of Delaware. The faculty and staff take pride in the hallmark of our program, that of strong clinical experiences to complement classroom learning. This type of program is geared to a special kind of student, one who relishes learning by example, one who studies hard to piece together the many aspects of her patient's condition, and one who advances her knowledge by applying what the textbooks say to what is seen in clinical experiences. Our goal is to arm our students with the tools they will need in their career paths: knowledge, assessment skills, clinical judgment, communication skills, professionalism, and the ability to apply critical thinking to patient management. While the faculty in the School of Nursing is proud of all of our graduates, the faculty award tonight is being awarded to a student who best exemplifies the hallmarks of a diploma graduate. This student thrived in the intimate classroom environment of our diploma program. She has persevered through many challenges during nursing school to be sitting on this stage today. This recipient demonstrates excellent nursing skills and applies her knowledge to patient care, seeks a higher level of understanding and is always accountable for learning, follows up from tasks, directives, and requests, started her college journey at the University of Delaware, managing to make the dean's list while playing Division I softball for 2 years before the pandemic closed the campus. She applied to the Margaret H. Rollins School of Nursing with a determination to complete college and become a nurse, then persevered through a devastating injury which put her academic goals on hold for an entire year. She never missed a beat. She has given this journey everything that she has. We are thrilled to award her nursing diploma to her today. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the Margaret H. Rollins School of Nursing, I'm honored to present this award to Caitlin Starr.
Good evening. My name is Kathy Tregear, and I am the Interim Senior Vice President and Chief Nursing Officer for BB Healthcare. Before I present this Patient Care Leadership Award, I would be absolutely remiss if I did not welcome the entire class of 2024 into the nursing profession on behalf of myself and the nursing leadership team at BB Healthcare. I would also be remiss if I didn't also recognize that many, many moons ago, more years than I probably care to count, I sat in a white uniform with a cap as a diploma grad. So I am incredibly proud, honored, and grateful to be standing here before you tonight. The Patient Care Leadership Award is given to a student that demonstrates leadership capabilities. The nursing leadership team at BB Healthcare is an integral component of facilitating clinical learning experiences for the Margaret H. Rollins School of Nursing students. Their supportive, collaborative relationship with the School of Nursing promotes an optimal learning environment for our students. It is our pleasure to recognize a graduate who has demonstrated leadership skills throughout their educational experiences. This student is a natural leader who consistently takes initiative, represents her class and the School of Nursing. She is highly respected by her peers and by the faculty. She supports her classmates in many ways, even creating study guides from class lectures and then distributing them to her peers. She has volunteered at numerous School of Nursing events, and she was instrumental in organizing the 2024 service learning trip in collaboration with the Student Council President, where 10 students traveled to Costa Rica. She is accountable and dependable, as seen in her ability to complete all of her clinical rotations this semester without a single unsatisfactory. As the senior class president, she has been a role model to all students in the School of Nursing, and we have no doubt she will continue as a clinical leader as she begins her professional nursing career. In preparing comments for the events surrounding graduation, this student noted her future plans include starting her nursing career at Bay House Sussex campus in the emergency department. Her long-term goals include completing her BSN and MSN and continuing her career as an emergency care nurse. It is with pleasure that I present the Patient Care Leadership Award to Sydney Oughton.
Good evening. I'm Wendell Alford, president of the Beebe Medical Center Auxiliary. And tonight, the Beebe Healthcare Auxiliary is most pleased to honor a graduate who has demonstrated outstanding ability and contributions in all aspects of school, including academic, clinical, school, and community involvement. This year, we have two recipients who have excelled both academically and clinically. Both students are enthusiastic and always exhibit a caring spirit. They are well respected by their peers, their faculty, and the nursing staff. They enjoy clinical, providing excellent nursing care with a bedside manner that is professional and comforting to patients. And having been a patient, that's really important. Both of these students communicate well with those in the community and will continue to represent the nursing profession in a positive light. They demonstrate leadership skills by promoting a team environment and helping others in any way that they can. Their determination, eagerness to learn, and kind demeanor made both of them a pleasure to teach for by the faculty. Chosen for this award as the best all-around students for the class of 2024, it is with pleasure I present the Beebe Healthcare Annual Ginger Snowden Award to Casey McNatt and Kagan Breedingham.
Good evening. My name is Tom Protak. I'm the president of the Beebe Medical Foundation. And on behalf of the board of directors of the Medical Foundation, we want to congratulate our graduates tonight and their families and everyone who came to support them along this journey. You all got a program when you came in, and there's two inserts inside that program with lots and lots of names. Those names are also your supporters, because the power of philanthropy is evident in the life of Beebe Healthcare and very evident and alive in the life of Margaret H. Rollins School of Nursing. In fact, throughout the School of Nursing, you see on every classroom, your simulation labs, the names of people you don't even know or you might know, but they have given generously of their talent and their treasure and their time so that you would have the best education, the best facility, the best faculty in the state of Delaware. The one name that rings true through all of that is Margaret H. Rollins, who is still alive and who I communicated with their family this week. And Mrs. Rollins always says, give them some advice from me. Mrs. Rollins is in her early 90s, and she's a very young early 90s, and she always says, please tell the graduates, remember when you take care of every patient, treat them like you would your grandmother or your grandfather. So the Beebe Medical Foundation is most pleased to honor a graduate who has been exemplary in her philanthropic activities, supporting both BB Healthcare and our community at large. Philanthropy is defined as the practice of giving away money and time to help make other people's lives better for other people. The profession of nursing and philanthropy go hand in hand. Nurses care for others, including their community, with an unwavering desire to give back to help people. This student tonight has demonstrated an innate calling to serve others through volunteerism ever since she entered the Margaret H. Rollins School of Nursing. She volunteered at School of Nursing events. She enthusiastically shared her pride in our school and in our program. Her friendly attitude, her contagious smile, and engagement with the community outreach makes her an ideal representative for this BB Medical Foundation Award. This semester alone, she dedicated almost 50 hours of volunteer service. The requirement for nursing program is only 8 hours each semester. Over her 2 years as a student at the School of Nursing, she led the Student Council organization as the SCO president by organizing and championing many events which benefit our local community. Some examples include the food bank drives, clothing drives for our local shelters, Socktober, which supports the homeless population, and many profit-sharing events to help support the school's service learning trip. She was an ambassador for the 2024 Student Service Learning Trip to Costa Rica. The success of that trip can be highly attributed to her efforts and her unwavering commitment. We have no doubt that she will continue to be a wonderful ambassador for BB Healthcare and for the nursing profession. As a member of the class of 2024, she has consistently demonstrated her kindness through service to others while successfully completing her nursing education. She will be an asset to the nursing profession and to all those in need and in need of care. After graduating and successful completion of her exams, we are fortunate that she will begin her nursing career at BB Healthcare on the Women and Children's Unit. It is with great pleasure and honor that I get to present the 2024 Margaret H. Rollins Student Philanthropy Award to Gracie Brewster.
Good evening, welcome. I'm Dr. Paul Pete. I'm president of the medical staff here at BB Healthcare. First, I want to congratulate all the nurses for their hard work and glad you made it. You begin a lifelong career. Nursing work is unparalleled by any profession in the world. Nurses are there at the miracle of birth, at the bedside to render compassionate, skilled care. They're there, they may be the only person there at the time a patient transitions from this world. The work that nurses do is unparalleled. Don't ever forget that. As a physician for almost 30 years, I've always relied on the skill, the knowledge that nurses have. They're the frontline caregiver for the clinical team. I would argue that they're the most important representative of the clinical care team. When you want to know what's going on, go talk to the nurse. So I want to congratulate you, and on behalf of the medical staff, we're so glad to continue to support the School of Nursing. In my 25 years here, I've seen the growth of not only BB Healthcare, but also the School of Nursing. The nurses, the degree and the education that you get, again, is unparalleled. It's a wonderful opportunity. So I wish you the best. I want to thank Dr. Picard and the faculty for including the medical staff here as part of this graduation. I attend a lot of meetings throughout the year, but this is one of my favorite events to come and try to make every effort to be here. With that said, they did give me a couple paragraphs to read, but I'm going to dispense with those. I'd much rather just talk off the top of my head. But it is an honor and a privilege to award the Salutatorian Award to the graduate who has consistently had high academic performance with a final course grades of over 90 and an overall average of 91. This individual is well-liked and well-respected by her peers and the faculty staff, and it's with great pleasure and honor that I award Alexis Poranavi the Salutatorian Award.
Good evening. My name is Michael Mioli. I am the chairman of the board of BB Healthcare. It's certainly my honor to be able to present the Valedictorian Award this evening. And I too want to offer my congratulations for your great achievement here tonight, for the friends and the families who are here, especially the parents who are maybe about to get a pay raise now that your tuition has come to an end for some of you. The board of directors of BB Healthcare is proud to have the only hospital-based nursing program in Delaware. We congratulate each of you for your completion of one of the most rigorous and successful nursing programs in the state. We know you're all well prepared for nursing profession, and we offer our best wishes as you begin your professional nursing careers. As you know, the BB Healthcare values focus on commitment to safety, respect, integrity, and lifelong learning. Therefore, it's the distinct pleasure of the Board of Directors to honor the graduate who exemplifies these values in their educational journey and has achieved the highest overall academic grade point average in the class of 2024. This year's recipient had the highest academic performance with an overall average of 94 and no final course grade less than 93. She is committed to excellence and is well respected by her peers. Her attention to detail, inquisitiveness, and academic ability are the perfect fit for the operating room, and we have no doubt that she will make a positive influence and positive contributions in the nursing profession. It's my distinct pleasure that I present the Board of Directors Award for Excellence to Emily Rudis.
We have now reached a time in the evening when you will receive your School of Nursing pin and diploma. Your pin is unique and will always identify you as a graduate of the Margaret H. Rollins School of Nursing at BB Healthcare. It is a symbol of your challenges and successes, a symbol of your excellent nursing education. Wear it proudly. The school pin reflects our BB heritage with the BB family crest. The focus of the crest is the beehive. The beehive represents vigilance, industry, and persistence of purpose. These characteristics are so fitting for each of you as you reach this milestone. Your class is entering the nursing profession at a really exciting time. You have endured an extremely rigorous curriculum which has prepared you to provide excellent, compassionate patient care. You're well prepared to enter one of the most admirable professions where you can truly make a difference in the lives of others. I believe in a spirit of inquiry, resiliency, and compassion, which creates the essence of nursing. You have all of these qualities. Take the lessons you have learned from all of us to continue to learn, grow, and lead our profession. As you begin your nursing career, I challenge you to keep a few things in mind. Be enthusiastic and get involved. Be engaged and present with your patients. Look at them, not the computer. Listen to what your patients are saying. Never be afraid to speak up or ask why. Commit to excellence each and every day. Always practice with integrity, and always follow your nursing instinct. I have to say, it is extremely rare for me to witness a class who is more dedicated to one another than your class. You have all genuinely become friends who lift one another up in a way that has been so endearing for us as faculty and administrators to watch. Although your nursing program has concluded, I have no doubt you will continue to lean on one another and support one another as you embark on your career. You are a family of 22 who will always have a common bond, and your journey has been a gift for us to watch. All of you have been provided with the education and the skills for success, and now it's up to you to continue on your educational journey and to make your mark on this profession. My sincere congratulations and best wishes. It is now my privilege to introduce the faculty, staff, and librarians who have assisted these graduates in reaching their milestone. If each of them could stand as I call their names for appreciation and recognition. Faculty, Alexa Beish. Danielle Blankenship. Charlotte Boney. Teresa Croson. Mackenzie Helsel. Emily Petito. Heather Snyder. Allison Watson. Jennifer Wingate. Terry Wyatt. And Katie Zahner. Our staff, Susan Belgrade and Tony Esposito. Our administrative assistant, Barbara Rogers, who they all call Miss Barb. And our librarians, Ann Lonergan and Jean Winstead. A special thanks to our program coordinator, Tracy Bell. I could not do what I do without her. I also want to thank our executive leader for the School of Nursing, BB Healthcare's president and CEO, Dr. David Tam. And our interim chief nursing officer, Kathy Tregear. Many thanks to each of you for your dedication, continuous support, and vision for the future. Now our class advisors, Alexa Beish and Emily Petito, will come to assist with pinning, and our president and CEO, Dr. David Tam, will award diplomas. Sydney Paige Allen. Sydney's favorite memory from nursing school was going on nature walks with her girls to study and decompress. After graduation, Sydney will begin her nursing career at Bay Health Sussex campus in the emergency department. Her long-term goals include completing her BSN and MSN and continuing her career in the emergency department. Callie Destine Barnes. Callie's favorite memories from nursing school are clinical, being with friends, and her ICU preceptorship. Following graduation, Callie will begin her nursing career at Bay Health's Kent Campus PCU. Her long-term goals are to obtain her BSN and transition into the ICU. Gracie Ann Brewster. Gracie's favorite memory from nursing school was the service learning trip to Costa Rica and spending each day with her class. After graduation, Gracie will enter BB Healthcare's graduate nurse residency program and work in labor and delivery. Her long-term goals are to obtain her BSN and then her MSN. Kagan Brooke Brittingham. Kagan's favorite memory for nursing school was spending every day with lifelong friends, going through all the phases and emotions of nursing school together. After graduation, Kagan will enter BB Healthcare's graduate nurse residency program, working at the bedside on 3 Hudson Med-Surg Telefloor. Her future goals are to use her nursing career to positively change people's lives, become certified in multiple areas of interest, and take a leadership role within the hospital. Catherine Rose Cardellino. Kat's favorite memory from nursing school was playing volleyball after school on the beach with her best friends. Following graduation, Kat will enter BB Healthcare's nurse residency program, working in behavioral health. Her long-term goal is to stay with the behavioral health team for several years, where she will cross-train in the hospital and work directly with the community through the mobile clinic. She would love to one day be a street nurse, providing direct care to the homeless population. After acquiring the experience, she would like to become a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. All right, you guys can sit. Oh, one more, Logan. Okay, sorry. Logan Alexis Clark. Logan's best memory from nursing school was being in the ICU with Dr. Boney and Mrs. Helsel. After graduation, Logan will enter BB Healthcare's graduate nurse residency program, working on the Med-Surg oncology floor. Her long-term goals are to complete her BSN and continue her education to get her nurse practitioner license, specializing in obstetrics and gynecology. Sophia Paige Fittler. Sophia's favorite memory includes having the opportunity to complete her preceptorship on labor and delivery and getting the chance to care for the laboring postpartum moms and newborns. After graduation, Sophia will enter BB Healthcare's graduate nurse residency program, working on the clinical decision unit. Her long-term goal is to complete her BSN after working for a year at the bedside and continuing her education by obtaining her master's degree. Francesca Malone. Francesco's favorite memory from nursing school is Monday morning study sessions and bonding over the rock and lavender hand cream. They have quite the testing rituals. After graduation, Francesco will enter BB Healthcare's graduate nurse residency program, working in the intensive care unit. His future goals include getting his BSN and eventually obtaining his CRNA. Casey Alexis McNabb. Casey's favorite memory from nursing school was when she was finishing her clinical week and her patient hugged her and said, "Come here, kiddo, you're going to be a great nurse." After graduation, Casey will pursue employment in the pediatric field. Her long-term goals include working as a pediatric nurse, continuing her education, pursuing a master's degree in education, and obtaining certifications to work towards being a pediatric flight nurse. Alexis Paige Pornavi. Alexis's favorite memory from nursing school was staying up for nearly 24 hours on Sundays with her friends to study. After graduation, Alexis will begin her nursing career at Bay Health Sussex campus on the progressive care unit. Her long-term goals are to pursue her BSN, find her specialty, and eventually work towards her MSN. Natalie Marie Ricks. Natalie's favorite memory in nursing school was spring break in Mexico. Following graduation, Natalie will begin in BB's graduate nurse residency program, working on the women and children's unit. Her long-term goals are to complete her BSN and become a preceptor. Samantha Roberts. Samantha's favorite memory for nursing school was when they could watch their simulation video. They laughed so hard watching how awkward they were. She loved watching Rita crack up laughing at herself while performing any nursing skill. Also, her Sunday study dates with Mary Helen. She won't miss them, but she's going to miss her. Following graduation, Samantha plans to pass the NCLEX, as you all should, and will pursue a career at Nemours in pediatrics. Her career goals are to complete her BSN and work in either pediatrics or labor and delivery. Hannah Marie Rossi. Hannah's favorite memory for nursing school was going out for coffee with Hannah W. and Lucy, who tried to cheer her up after her patient yelled at her and made her cry. Following graduation, Hannah will be working at Nemours Children's Hospital on the PICU step-down and trauma unit. Her long-term goal is to earn her master's degree in nursing education while being a charge nurse and preceptor on her unit. Emily Regan Rudis. Emily's favorite nursing school memories include seeing a C-section with twins, shadowing the nurse anesthetist, and traveling to London with Alyssa. Following graduation, Emily will move to Philadelphia and live with her best friend Lauren while working as an OR nurse. Her long-term goals are to become OR certified and apply to be an RFNA so eventually to become a surgical first assistant. Eleni Kendall Russell. Eleni's favorite memory from nursing school was seeing a human heart beat during her first OR clinical. Following graduation, Eleni will be working at Bay Health Sussex campus on the stroke and neuro floor. In 5 years, she plans to have completed her BSN, and in 10 years, she hopes to work in an outpatient office for aesthetics or dermatology. Lucy Marie Serenides. Lucy's favorite memory in nursing school are the countless hours she and Hannah Leonard spent commiserating in the library, sometimes until 2 a.m. Also writing her stroke paper at 3 a.m. in the morning when it was due and still earning an A. Following graduation, Lucy will enter BB Healthcare's graduate nurse residency program and work as a nurse on CDU. Her long-term goal is to earn her BSN, and her ultimate goal is in 5 to 10 years to become an ED nurse. Caitlin Renee Starr. Katie's favorite memory from nursing school was being able to assist in a natural vaginal delivery during her OB clinical. After graduation, Katie will enter BB's graduate nurse residency program, working on 3 Hudson Med-Surg telemetry cardiac floor. Her long-term career goal is to obtain her nurse practitioner license with a focus in emergency nursing. Rita LaDawn Thompson. Rita's favorite memory from nursing school was her OB rotation, during which she participated in a C-section delivery, performed the APGAR assessment, and cared for the newborn baby. After graduation, Rita will work at Bay Health Sussex campus in the clinical observation unit. Her long-term goals are to receive her BSN and within 10 years, obtain her MSN and hold a management position. Sheila Sadai Velasquez Diaz. Sheila's favorite memories from nursing school are having the opportunity to watch a C-section and vaginal birth. These girls, they all love OB. Following graduation, Sheila will enter BB Healthcare's graduate nurse residency program, working on the Med-Surg oncology unit. Her future goals include completing her BSN and eventually working with the pediatric population. Alyssa Nicole Vitella. Alyssa's favorite memory from nursing school is getting to see the birth of a baby. Following graduation, Alyssa will be working in Bay Health's emergency room. Her long-term goals include pursuing her BSN. Mary Helen Walchen. Mary Helen's favorite memory from nursing school was Sunday FaceTime study marathons and watching the sim capture footage from simulation. Following graduation, Mary Helen will enter BB Healthcare's graduate nurse residency program and work in the PACU. Her long-term goals include earning her BSN and MSN while staying local and pursuing an educator role or unit management. Hannah Morgan Winard. Hannah's favorite memory from nursing school was getting stuck behind a fire truck for 2 hours with no way out, with Lucy and Sydney, and all three of them having to hold their bladders while they drove through cornfields and backyards to get to school on time. I don't want to know, yeah. Following graduation, Hannah will enter BB Healthcare's graduate nurse residency program working on 5 East Orthopedics. Her long-term goals include obtaining her BSN and gaining experience on the ortho floor, with her eventual goal to be working at Rehoboth Surgical Hospital. Congratulations to the class of 2024. If you all can remain standing, we will now close the ceremony with the benediction from Paula Waite.
Gracious and loving God, we pause before you as this day comes to a close and the years of focused study have reached their conclusion. May these honored graduates find strength in their academic preparation and the long line of educational tradition, for with it today, they join the over 100-year-old network of local, national, and global alumni who are their kindred spirits. We ask that you give them the grace to make wise choices and inspire and strengthen them to bring forth their skill, empathy, and compassion as they care for every person they encounter. May each of them recognize the blessing of having been chosen and called to this sacred space called healthcare. Let them be humble as they enter into the lives of their patients and families at their most vulnerable time of life. Supported by your divine love and guidance, keep them growing with every challenge they face. Let the integrity they have cultivated result in their leadership and professional excellence as they serve others in our community and beyond. Help them to look to the future with confidence and with the assurance that this safe place of learning has provided a strong foundation for the next chapter in their lives. Go now in peace and serve with valor, promoting healing and health to all in your care.